What if your snake's refusal to eat wasn't a simple act of stubbornness, but a secret message about its health, environment, and even its wild instincts? You've prepared the perfect meal. The temperature is right, the enclosure is clean, and you're offering your snake its favorite food. But it just turns away. No interest, no strike. It's a scenario that worries every snake owner at some point. But here's the truth. When a snake refuses food, it's almost never about being picky. It's communicating. And to understand what it's saying, you need to listen to the subtle cues hidden in its biology and behavior. Let's start with the most common assumption: that a snake not eating is a sign of sickness. While that can be true, it's only one piece of a much larger puzzle. In the wild, snakes are masters of energy conservation. They can go months without a meal when conditions aren't ideal. So when your pet snake stops eating, it might simply be following an ancient survival script, one written by millions of years of evolution. So what triggers that script? The first thing to check is the environment. Snakes are ectotherms. They rely on external heat to regulate their body functions. If the temperature in their enclosure is even a few degrees too cool, their metabolism slows down. Digestion becomes a risk, so their instinct is to avoid eating until they're warm enough to process the meal. It's not a refusal, it's a calculated pause. The same goes for humidity. Species like ball pythons need specific moisture levels to feel secure enough to feed. Too dry, and they'll prioritize hydration over hunger. But sometimes, the issue isn't the heat or humidity, it's the light. Snakes are sensitive to seasonal light cycles, even indoors. As days shorten in the fall, many snakes naturally enter a period of reduced activity and appetite. It's a built-in response, especially in temperate species like corn snakes or king snakes. They're not being difficult, they're following an internal calendar you can't see. Then there's stress, the silent appetite killer. Something as simple as too much handling right after you've offered food can make a snake feel vulnerable. In the wild, a digesting snake is a slow, exposed snake. If it doesn't feel completely safe, it won't eat. Other stressors include a new enclosure, loud noises, or even the presence of other pets. Imagine trying to enjoy a meal while feeling watched or threatened. You'd lose your appetite too, but what if the environment is perfect and your snake is still refusing? It might be the food itself. Live prey can be intimidating, especially if the snake is young or the rodent is too active. A struggling mouse can injure a snake, so some individuals simply won't take the risk. On the other hand, frozen thawed prey needs to be warmed properly. If it's too cold or doesn't smell right, the snake might not recognize it as food. Presentation matters too. Using feeding tongs and mimicking natural movement can make all the difference now. Let's talk about life stages. It's completely normal for snakes to fast during certain times. Breeding season, for example, can cause males to stop eating for weeks as they focus on finding a mate. Gravid females often refuse food as they near laying eggs. Even healthy adult snakes sometimes take voluntary breaks, a kind of reptilian cleanse. As long as their weight remains stable, these fasts are usually nothing to worry about. But when should you be concerned? Look for accompanying symptoms. Weight loss, lethargy, wheezing, or mucus around the mouth. These can signal health issues like respiratory infections, parasites, or mouth rot. If your snake is also spending excessive time soaking in its water bowl, it could indicate mites or shedding problems. In these cases, a veterinarian visit is essential. Perhaps the most overlooked reason, though, is the snake's individual personality. Just like people, every snake is unique. Some are bold eaters, striking at anything that moves. Others are shy, needing privacy and multiple attempts before they feel comfortable. Learning your snake's specific temperament is part of the bonding process. Rushing or forcing them can do more harm than good, so the next time your snake turns down a meal, don't panic. Instead, become a detective. Check the temperatures, observe its behavior, review recent changes. Most hunger strikes are temporary and solvable with small adjustments. Your snake isn't giving you a hard time, it's trying to tell you something. And by paying attention, you're not just feeding a pet, you're understanding a wild heart living in a domestic world. Have you experienced a snake hunger strike? Share your story in the comments. What was the cause and how did you solve it? For more insights into reptile behavior, subscribe to Pet Mind Reader.